on. I got my microphone on. I got my microphone on this time, y'all. I got my microphone on. I just realized it like, oh shit. Oh man, I just woke up. So I am was like just trying to get everything sorted out here. But we are here live for the Europa League draw. We do not play until the round of 16. So we will watch and see. I don't know if anybody saw the Champions League draw this morning, but if you did, we've got some bangers this year in the Champions League knockout stages. It is absolutely going to be a joy to watch those matches. So I am waiting on the draw to get started, which should be starting here shortly, and we'll see what's going to be going down. How's everybody doing this morning? After that great win on yesterday? Didn't get a chance to doing a reaction video, so I'll just kind of put it all into the pot here and just say that yesterday was a great win. It was always good to beat Chelsea, man. Chelsea is one of those teams I love beating. So it was great to beat Chelsea. It was also awesome that we are still top of the league. And we'll talk about a little bit of everything after the draw here. So if you have not, make sure you like the video as you come in. Also, I want to take this time to remind everybody, Lee Gunner will be on my channel on Black Friday. We will be watching the United States and England game. So we'll be doing a watch along here. So make sure that you hit that notification bell so you don't miss that. And it looks like we are underway here as the Europa League draw has now started. The title screen has come on here. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so we will watch this and let's see what how everything's gonna play out. So how's everybody doing on this Monday morning, wherever you are? Hope that you're doing well. It is quite refreshing to know that we don't have to deal with anybody out of this until I think March at best. If I can remember how this thing is set up now. So yep, everybody's in the room and talking and the normal stuff where they just build up the drama and thank you for being here and XYZ, See, do I have captions for this? No, they don't. I don't have captions for this. So I can't read what he's saying. And that's weird. Normally they will put captions. Let me have captions to where I can see what's what. Oh, well. It is what it is. Yep, it is what it is. All right. They're talking about where it's going to be. The finals going to be held in Budapest. Stephen, what's up, brother? Stephen Davis, how you doing this morning, my friend? All the way from Ireland. One of my teachers, man, was from Ireland. I can't remember what part of Ireland she was from, but she was one of my favorite teachers. Her name was Mrs. Shear. So Ireland holds a special place in my heart, man. So I appreciate you watching with me this morning, brother. All right, they're kind of talking about who's in this thing. Start Rene, PSV, Manchester United. All right, yep. Union Berlin. Ajax. It's a lot of tricky teams that drop down into this Europa League competition, man. A lot of tricky teams dropped in. Of course, Barcelona's here. I kind of wish they would have it where if you didn't succeed in the Champions League, you just drop the hell out, man. And whoever wins in the Conference League comes up to the Europa League. That's how it should be. That's just my opinion. Salzburg, glad we don't have to deal with them. Sevilla, which would have to be Sevilla would have to be considered a favorite for this Europa League. They always tend to do really well in this competition. Shakhtar Donetsk. There's certain teams that, for some weird reason, they tend to turn it up in these knockout stages of this tournament. Man, Sporting Lisbon, if I can remember, because I hadn't watched Champions League so damn long, I forgot. Sporting is in this. Has dropped down into this thing. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I can't wait to see the draws here, to see who's gonna be playing who. Like I said earlier, that Champions League. If you have not had a chance to see the Champions League draw, man, it was a lot of really sad faces in there today. Because I mean, if you won a group, it didn't matter. You're gonna end up playing somebody that can send you home. So like PSG, they can't catch a break in the Champions League, man. They can never catch a break. So it's gonna be interesting to see how everything plays out on that end. So here we go. Looks like we're about to get ready for the draw. They've got the balls in the pots and all that stuff up on the table. Yeah, Steve. I think with some of even with some of those big teams to get knocked out, they're going to really have good matches in that Champions League, because those group stages was rough, man. It was rough watching some of those group stage games. Even here, I think we're going to have some good matches. So this is why it was critical that we got out of that group at the top of the table. So let's see what we're going to see here. Should I highlight your comment there, brother? I can see it over here, but I just want to make sure everybody else see it. All right. All right, and not sure what they're doing here. I can't quite tell what they're doing. I think they're getting ready to introduce whoever's going to do the draw, because I don't have any sound, so I can't directly tell you. Oh, Zoltan Guerra. That's a name I have not heard in a while. Yep, he is going to. Yep, old Zoltan's going to assist with the draw here. And they are all this blabbering. They're just talking about, oh, you're glad to be here. I'm glad that, this is what they're doing. That's one thing I like about like the FA Cup. It's like they make the draw, and it's just like they go straight to the draw, and that's it. And then they move on. It's not like a whole draw idea like this. Yeah, so they're just basically about talking at this point about nothing. Everybody in the room, everybody in the room is looking like, can y'all please get this over with so we can leave? I'm not sure if anybody else is watching this, but yeah, if y'all would have just saw people's reactions. They're like, will y'all please get this over with? So tonight I will be on with DWTT. If you search that on YouTube, it'll pop up. Don't waste the trip. That's his nickname. It's acronym for that. But that will be on that show on tonight. If you're up, we're on usually about 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which would be, I think, after midnight if you're in the UK. And if you're in Spain, I think it's an hour ahead of that. So it'd be like what, 11, 12. I think it's something on that time. But if you're up, join us. We'll be on talking about the game yesterday. And some more talking here. I mean, they just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk before these draws, man. Talk, talk, talk. All right, here we go. Oh, come on, man. It's talking, man. It's just blah, 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 blah. A lot of talking, man. It's unnecessary talking. All right, all right. All right. All right, here we go. It looks like they are about to finally get this underway. And they're talking about the group runners up and teams to be drawn. All right. Yeah, I saw that, man. Yeah, I saw. Oh, sorry about that. That's the one. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, man, that's going to be that's a rematch from last year, or it was from the final. I can't remember which it was, but I know that Liverpool. I think it was from the final, and they're getting ready to play each other again. I think PSG got Barcelona. Tottenham got AC Milan, if I can remember correct. And boy, I'm telling you, some mouth-watering ties. All right, here we go. FC Barcelona was drawn first. FC Barcelona is drawn first. Let's see who they end up playing. I'm hoping it's Manchester United. All right, here we go. They're putting them into the bot, mixing them up. And they will be playing. Ha! Manchester United. Oh my word. Oh my goodness, man. Right out of the gate. Oh man, that has got to suck for United fans. Oh man. Barcelona right out of the gate. Oh my goodness. Man. Ooh, that is rough. All right, Juventus. They beat Inter Milan yesterday. I thought that was Pavel Nedved over there. I was looking, I was like, that hair. I know they had a mile away. That it wasn't Philip. That wasn't Nedved. But I sat in. I watched that game yesterday, man. I was like, Inter Milan just got their ass whipped. I mean, whipped yesterday, man. All right, let's see who they are playing. They are playing Juventus. We'll be playing. Let's see who. All right, looks like they have. Can't quite see. Oh, FC Nantes. They'll be playing Nantes. Yeah, they are not too thrilled over there. Nantes about that. But you know, anything can happen in these knockout rounds, man. This is why it's important. It's so good that we finished top, boy. We don't have to deal with any of this for at least for a little while. All right, Sporting. Let's see who they will be playing. Now, I'll tell you what, if they play Ajax, that's gonna be a real fun game. That'd be a really fun one. I didn't realize Roma was in the competition. Yeah, easy one on paper. Yeah, yeah, I'd agree, Steve. It's easy one on paper. On paper, but like I said, anything happen in these knockout stages, man. But I'd have to go. I'd have to go easy for Juve. All right, Sporting will be playing. Oh, they're playing the Danish team, uh, FC. I can't pronounce that name, man. I'm not even for to try it. I'm from the south. I can't pronounce that. Land or something like that, whatever it is. Y'all know what it is in the chat. Y'all tell me. But they got an easy route. That's an easy. It should be an easy uh double leg for them. So all right, next up, Shakhtar Donetsk. Shakhtar Donetsk is up there. And another team in this tournament that you probably want to avoid is Roma. And you know Josie's gonna have them lined up to try to win this thing. All right, let's see what we got here. Start Rene. All right, see, Start Rene. We'll be playing Shakhtar Donetsk. That's one of those draws that will, if you're neutral, you might enjoy that one. That'll probably be a good 2-1, 1-2, 3-2, 1-1 deal. Goal differential probably make a difference in that. Away goal, excuse me. Okay. Ajax. Now, what if they draw PSV? No, they can't play PSV. I don't think they can play them in this stage, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. That would be insanity if they drew them. They have drawn FC Union Berlin. So that'll be probably another fun one. FC Berlin tends to play high octane football, so this would be a good game for the neutrals. It'll be a good attacking football. So, all right, Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen. Let's see who they will be drawn against. All right, all right. I'm still tripping over Barcelona and Manchester United. That is pure comedy. Monaco. Monaco and Bayer Leverkusen. It's a couple of fun draws here. You can definitely tell the difference in this stage of the Europa League versus last stage. All right, Sevilla. So Sevilla's got to be feeling pretty good considering they avoided some big dogs. So let's see. And they will be playing PSV Eindhoven. PSV Eindhoven. That should be a fun one as well. So we've got some pretty good draws here in this Europa League. It's actually kind of coming together now. And last but not least, yep, FC Salzburg. I mean, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, Roman Salzburg, that's what it is. I kind of was like, wait a minute, they pull Roman? Yeah, Roman Salzburg. So if I had to right now, I would try to avoid Roma. If hopefully we can avoid Roma and avoid Barcelona and Juventus. Everybody else, I think we have a really good chance of beating. But I will avoid those. Hopefully, we can avoid those teams. Looking at these draws, I have to say Barcelona is probably going to beat United. Juventus should easily win theirs. The rest are all toss ups as far as I'm concerned. So I mean, they both sets, man. The Champions League and the Europa League, really good draws were produced out of this year. So wow, really good draws. I just know I hear the Manchester United fans screaming right now. And that's it, everybody. That is it for the Europa League draw. So that is it. That is it. That is it. So this is why it was important, everybody, that we finished at the top of the table to avoid the madness. Because we could have easily gotten one of those teams, and thank goodness that we finished above, so we don't have to deal with anything until March. Yep, and I was just getting ready to get into this, Steve. Hey man, I tell you what, I love that hair, man. I used to have a good hair like that too, man. I miss those days. There was once a time I did have hair. So yeah, that what you just said is exactly why I want to hammer home that we do need to get we need to get some signings in January. We've got to do some replacing too. I just don't think Eddie Nketiah. I don't think our fringe players are exactly what we need to get over the line. I do think we have a good squad. I do think that we'll be definitely in the mix. But if we want to take that extra step to win, because we don't want to be known as the first half champions. We don't want to do Newcastle, where we pretty much run roughshod, and then it gets to the towards the end of the year and we flounder away. We don't want to do that. We want to keep our foot on the pedal. We need to bring in quality signings. He said, "It's an old picture." So Steven looking more like me. But yeah, we definitely want to make some signings. Personally, I would like to see a player like James Madison brought in. Tielemans, Ivan Toney. You know, people are saying Mitrovic. I just don't think Fulham's going to let Mitrovic go, considering that he's pretty much going to keep them up. And I think after this year, they may look at moving him on, but I think they're going to ride with Mitrovic for the rest of the year. There was another striker I was thinking about that we should look at, and I can't remember exactly who it was, but I should have wrote it down this weekend. But we've got quite a few options out there that we should go after. I just don't. I don't want to play the game of, well, we got El Nene back and we've got, Nketiah and he's gonna come good, and we've had a whole first half of the season and Nketiah hadn't brought us anything. I just don't think it's there. I just don't think it's there. Yeah, I'd have to agree, Steve. I have to agree there. Madison, Toney, and Neves. Yeah, that would be solid. That would be a world class January transfer window for me, and then we would have to do light business in the summer, which would be great, man. Because you got to think about it. It's gonna be a lot of markup, and see, some of these guys are not going to the World Cup, and so that you won't see that massive bump, because they're gonna don't be fooled. A lot of these clubs are gonna probably start trying to add that World Cup tax to some of these players that produce in the World Cup, but some of the guys that don't go, that's opportunity to go in and get these guys for cheap. Leicester is going to have to at some point start rebuilding, so they're going to need some funds. I've said time after time, Toney, I think, will fit perfectly well with a player like Jesus. What we're finding out why Manchester City, he was not the premier forward for Man City. He needs a player he can play off of, and I think once that happens, then that's when he unlocks the the toolbox, and then that's when he can produce. Uh, and I think it's frustrating him. You can definitely tell it's frustrating that he can't get over that hump. So I just think that we've got to make some signings. We've got to make some signings, and we've got to have a diligent transfer window. Um, get this win against Wolves. This game. I thought we played Brighton Wednesday, Thursday this week. Get this win. Uh, but for me, cups would be cool. But for me right now, my mind is kind of just straight on the title, Europa League and the title. That would be a beautiful year. But yeah, we've definitely got to get some signings, y'all. We got to get some signings. Great game yesterday, by the way. Great game. Like I said, we got the job done against Chelsea. They should just rename the Emirates to not the Emirates, but Stamford Bridge to the Annex, Annex, because somebody thought I said Amex over on Lee's fan cam yesterday. No, the Annex to the Emirates Stadium, because we have been winning there for the last couple of years. And I remember back in the day, we couldn't buy a win at Stamford Bridge. When Drogba played, we couldn't buy a win at Stamford Bridge up when Mourinho was there. So it's great to see that we are finally getting that duck off our back. And yeah, I mean, it was a great weekend. Great weekend this weekend, especially for Arsenal. Yeah, we need to win our last two matches. Yep, keep that momentum going into the break. Come back off the break. We'll have about 3 or 4 matches, and then they got a little bit of a break. And then it's January, and then you get a couple of weeks off, and then it's January, and then it's complete bedlam from there. It is, a madhouse. And luckily, like I said, it was a good thing that we finished at the top of the table in our Europa League group, because that avoided, having to play these extra games. So those games we'll be sitting at home on at least up until March, and then once we get to March, and things to get a little different. So yeah. So we will be ready to roll. So far so good this season. We just gotta hope that the regime cuts the check and bring in some players, because we need to bring in some strength. We need to strengthen. We need to strengthen a midfield. We need to strengthen with a striker. We need to strengthen with a defender. 3 quality signings, and we can push on. We need to move on. I told Lee yesterday we need to move Eddie Nketiah. I would pay 20% of his salary up front, and then I would look to move him on. Because I don't think that's it. I would go ahead and move Rob Holding as well. And Samuel Lokonga. Some folks say move him. I say loan him. He needs to be loaned down to a lower league. And if he doesn't produce there, he needs to be moved on. So it's that simple. So, all right. So that is it. I hope that you all enjoyed the watch along this morning. Once again, Lee Gunner will be joining me on Black Friday, which is November 25th. We'll be watching the United States versus United States versus England. That should be a crazy game. I can't tell you who's going to win, because United States could win, England can win. You just never know with those two teams. You just never know with those managers, man. Both sets of managers are kind of ass backwards. So you just don't know what you're going to get. So we will be watching that here. Hopefully I'll get Ola in as well, and a couple of the other American broadcasters as well. We'll all be on watching this. So we'll have a good time chatting this, and also, of course, we'll be talking about Arsenal in the process. So once again, thanks for everybody for joining. Make sure y'all hit that like button on your way out. Share the video. Tell a friend about the Southern Guna. All right. Y'all have a wonderful Monday. And tonight, once again, y'all can catch me over on DWTT's channel. Don't waste the trip. We'll be talking about the game 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll talk about the game and recap, and then we'll give our thoughts about the upcoming games as well. So, all right, awesome. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, and have a wonderful Monday. Peace.